Hi guys, it's Nicole. I know it's been a while. I have been sort of in this funk of not wanting to even be in my room. And I can tell just by the amount of like house projects that I'm doing that I would normally not want to do that I'm clearly avoiding crafty type projects. So I am spending the day editing, printing photos, kind of getting a game plan for things that I need to get back into. And so to start off my editing process, I am jumping back into creating with collections. I've had August month in review done for quite a while. The video's just kind of been sitting here, just like I said, have not really been in the mood to kind of come up here and deal with any of this. So I decided this was probably going to be the easier one to edit and kind of talk my way through, rip the band-aid off, and just get going. These are very repetitive layouts. The process videos are very repetitive, so a lot of times I don't really feel like I have anything new to share when I'm talking about the layout, but I try. And for whatever reason, this video is pretty short. I don't know if I cut out some stuff or if this layout really did just go together this quickly, and it probably did. This month being August of 2020, the photos that I had were probably the lowest amount out of any of the other months. I only had 8 photos that were sort of ones that I would pick for month in review. I'm sure I had all kinds of random photos off my phone and different things and stuff, but if it's something that's going to get designated to a specific layout, like first day of school type stuff, I'm not going to put it on month in review. So I can tell just by the fact that there's only 8 photos that would have been designated to month in review. This must have been about the time in 2020 where I just gave up. Like, straight up gave up. Who cares? We're not doing anything different. There's nothing to take a photo of. That's probably where my mindset was, especially once news kind of came out about school not going back in person and just kind of being like, okay, well, I feel like I've just experienced 2 summer breaks. School's technically starting. They're not leaving my house. We're going to call this summer break number 3. Like, that's probably what was going on in my mind. And plus, come August, I was probably just done. And I can tell with it being almost a full year later, it's the end of July, I think that's kind of what I'm experiencing now is I know in a couple weeks we're going to have the back to school ramp up of schedules and homework and packing lunches and all of that. So I think somewhere in the back of my mind, I've just sort of applied the brakes on everything and I don't want to do anything because I know in a couple weeks I'm going to be doing all of the things. And it's not even motivating to me right now to think about the fact that once they go back to school, I get my 6 hours back. And in theory, I could kind of come up here and keep up on things. But we'll see. I'm almost wondering if, their first day of school, I just come back home and go to bed. But we'll see how that goes. But with this particular layout, just like all the other ones, I let however many photos I have dictate if it's going to be a single or a double. I'm not going to force it to go one way or the other. And I'm keeping them cohesive by doing the similar things like a border punch, my notebook die that I love, making sure to use like the circle sticker that says the month, making sure to use like the same types of cards from layout to layout. They're not going to be side by side in my album. So it's not like you're going to be looking at them in a row. I know some people keep their month in review layouts in a separate album. I don't do that. I just kind of file them into my albums where they would fall calendar-wise. And I might have where like say July and August kind of share space together because they're single page layouts. And they're breaking apart, like all the July layouts would be before, all the August layouts would be behind. It just kind of goes with what I'm in the mood for at the time. So I have photos printed for my September month in review. And then I really need to sit down and edit the last 4 months, because then once I get those 4 done, I can kind of put all my supplies back together like I normally do with creating with collections, and kind of figure out what the second half of that kit is going to look like. I really have enjoyed the fact that because I decided to attach it with month in review, I don't have to think about what am I going to use the supplies for. Like, I need to go find photos, or I need to find an event that kind of goes with these papers. This has been like the easiest creating with collections so far, but I'm thinking that that's only going to be true up through November. I'm going to have a ton of leftover supplies. I have not gotten sick of it yet. There is usually a tipping point in this series where I get to the point where, while I love Simple Stories and I love the collection that I picked, and I picked it because I loved it, there is usually a point in the process where I'm like, I'm done. But sometimes that means that I just take a bigger break and I go off and do some other projects in between. Like today, I'm also hoping to try to match up supplies for some 6x6 sketches. I want to print photos so I can start working with my August scrap room kits. Like, I've got a lot of sort of adulting that I need to handle today. And then maybe I can actually craft this week. We'll see. So again, I'm repeating elements from the other pages. I'm doing my little DIY chipboard hearts that I've put on everything. I try to make sure I used at least one of the brads, keep that kind of cohesive as well. And then this was kind of my end result here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was a shorter video. I know I've kind of been MIA. I apologize. Check my Instagram today and my community tab. I'm answering any questions while I'm up here editing videos. So with that, I thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll catch you later.